Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss one of the important topic in financial management, that is cost of preference share capital. Before going to the topic, we have to know the meaning of some important terms. First one, share capital. Share capital means the amount of capital which is raised by a company by the issue of shares. And next term, shares. The share capital of a company is divided into small equal parts or units. Such small parts or units of a share capital is called as a share. For example, the capital of a company is divided into 50,000 shares of rupees 10 each. So here the amount of share capital will be rupees 5 lakh and the value of each share is rupees 10 and the number of shares will be 50,000. Next one, types of shares. A company can issue two types of shares, namely preference shares and equity shares. First one, preference share. Preference shares are those which carry a preferential right over equity shares in respect of payment of dividend and repayment of capital. A fixed rate of dividend is paid on preference shares before any dividend is paid on equity shares. And the second classification is equity shares. Equity shares are those shares which are not preference shares. Equity shares do not carry any preferential right in respect of payment of dividend and repayment of capital. Next one, meaning of cost of capital. Cost of capital simply refers to cost of obtaining funds, and it is the rate that a firm pays to its investors for using their money. Next one, cost of preference share capital. It means it is the rate of dividend expected by the preference shareholders. Now let us see how to calculate the cost of redeemable preference share capital. Redeemable preference shares are those shares which are redeemed after a stipulated period. Redemption of preference shares means repayment of preference share capital to preference shareholders, and it is repaid after a stipulated period or a specific period. Then let us see how to calculate the cost of redeemable preference share capital. The equation is Kp is equal to dp plus 1 by n Rv minus Np divided by 1 by 2 Rv plus Np. Here Kp stands for cost of preference share capital and dp stands for preference dividend and Rv stands for redemption value, which means the amount to be paid to preference shareholders after a specific period, and NP stands for net proceeds from the issue of preference shares. If there is any flotation cost, which means the cost of issuing shares, it should be deducted from the NP value, that is net proceeds. Let's solve a question. The question is, a company issued 1,007% preference shares of rupees 100 each at a premium of 10%, redeemable after 5 years at par. Compute the cost of preference capital. We know the equation to calculate the cost of redeemable preference share capital. The equation is Kp is equal to dp plus 1 by n into Rv minus Np divided by 1 by 2 into Rv plus Np into 100. So First, we have to calculate the value of DP. DP means preference dividend. Dividend is calculated on the value of share capital. Here the share capital is company issued 1000 shares and the value of each share is rupees 100. So the amount of share capital will be 1000 into 100, that is equal to 1 lakh. 1 lakh is the amount of share capital and it is 7% preference shares, which means the rate of dividend is 7%. So the amount of dividend will be 1 lakh into 7 by 100, that is equal to 7,000. So the amount of DP preference dividend is 7,000 plus 1 by N. N means number of years, that is the amount is paid to preference shareholders after 5 years. So the number of years will be 5 into RV. RV means redemption value, amount paid to preference shareholders after certain period, here after 5 years. So it is redeemable after 5 years at par. The face value is repaid to preference shareholders. The value is 1 lakh. Redemption value is 1 lakh minus net proceeds. Net proceeds means net proceeds from the issue of shares, and if there is any flotation cost, it should be deducted. So here net proceeds means the issue, that is 1000 shares are issued at a premium of 10%. The face value is rupees 100 and 10% should be added. So the 100 becomes 100 plus 10, that is equal to 110. So the net proceeds will be number of shares, that is 1000 into 110. So the net proceeds will be 1,10,000. 1,10,000 divided by 1 by 2, average of RV. We have already calculated the value, that is 1 lakh plus NP. NP net proceeds is 1,10,000. So 7,000 plus 1 by 5 of 1 lakh minus 1,10,000, that is 10,000. 10,000 into 1 by 5, that is 2,000. Minus 2,000 is minus 10,000. So minus 2,000 divided by 1 by 2 of 1 lakh plus 1,10,000, that is 2,10,000 divided by 2, that is 1,05,000 into 100. So 7,000 minus 2,000, that is 5,000 divided by 1,05,000 into 100. Then we get the value 4.76%. Here 4.76% means the cost of redeemable preference share capital. Hope everything is clear for you. Thank you.